Alright folks, I have another week before the next case opens, so let's do another case in Elite Mode. Let's do the murder games.
And miraculously, the officer was not hurt. The civilian suffered some minor cuts from the broken glass.
Victim on Maui will undergo another surgery Wednesday to repair a tendon in his arm. 26-year-old Federico Jaime remains hospitalized at Maui Memorial Medical Center.
Matthew, I'm so worried about Sanjay. We know he came here after he ran away from us in Tokyo, but what if we don't find him in time? It's pretty clear that Sanjay was brainwashed by Sombra, just like all the other orphans. And since we know that the Yakuza have the children in weapons training, I'm even more worried. Matthew, there's not a minute to... Marshal Matthew, you have to help me. Shaco, we thought you were still in Tokyo. Did you follow us here? I found my brother, and he's dead. What? Your brother's dead? Shaco, you need to take us to him. The Temple Garden.
All three were hurt from barbed hooks, but Benny's recovery took a little bit longer. Noah is pushing for fishermen to use barbless hooks for the month of November.
Very easy to use. They seem to be just as effective, or pretty much.
I do have 15 of the instant magnifiers. I was going to save them up, but then again, I have 2 weeks before the next case opens. This is the final week in October, by the way. And she's right. He's dead.
And scientists will keep an eye on Benny using a tracking device, but they hope this will be the last time that they'll have to see him. Noah released the female monk seal and sea turtle early this month.
On the Big Island, researchers studying the calls of the Hawaiian crow have received funding through 2018. The Hawaii Tribune Herald reports this study is one of many funded through grants from the Centers for Research Excellence in Science and Technology. The goal is to provide support for tropical conservation biology. Now in the study, researchers compared the sounds from captive Hawaiian crows, or the alala, to those of wild ones before they went extinct in the wild. They found that the wild birds would call more
Shaco, are you able to confirm this dead boy is your brother?
than their captive counterparts. While a new 5-mile fence has been completed atop Mauna Loa,
I'll take that as a yes. Why don't you sit for a while, Shaco? Marshal Matthew will examine the crime scene. When you're ready, we'll talk. Matthew, we've seen a lot, but you never get used to seeing dead children. Looks like this boy was shot with an arrow. My God, you're right. That's a Sombra armband on the victim. But why would Sombra brainwash children only to kill them? It doesn't make any sense. And what if the same thing happened to Sanjay? He's clearly mixed up in Sombra schemes too, whatever they are. Tell me you found something, Matthew. A backpack with the victim's name? We should search it for clues. We're going to catch this killer, Matthew, not only for Shaco, but for Sanjay and any other kid in Sombra's clutches. And I need to get some stars, so sit tight, folks. Okay, I got things going.
Forecast. Let's give you an update on Hurricane Seymour in the eastern Pacific.
Talk to Sakata Shaco and see what she has to say. I hope you're feeling better, Shaco, but we need to talk about your brother. Can you tell us how you found him? He was lying there in the weeds. I traveled through 4 countries to find him. How did you know your brother was here, Shaco? I gave Sanjay a phone back in Tokyo. Sanjay called me. He said he found Hiroshi. I came as fast as I could. You've seen Sanjay? Where is he? We only spoke on the phone. Sanjay said he'd seen Hiroshi near this temple, but I never expected to find him dead. I don't want to be alone anymore, Marshal Matthew. I'm so scared. We're going to look after you, Shaco. You'll be safe now. Matthew, I'll take Shaco back to the station, then join you here to have a look around the temple.
Some clouds over the Big Island. We've seen a few scattered showers for windward areas across the state. A little bit more moisture expected to move onshore overnight, but those showers will be light as well. Little activity for the islands for the overnight hours and into tomorrow. Mainly just a few light morning showers for windward areas, more sunshine for leeward spots, and again, lighter trade winds in the forecast. It was cool today.
Other tablet is low on battery, so
expected to warm up into the mid
I'm
to even
stuck
upper
with
80s
this one.
once again. We'll feel the temperature a little bit more as the winds drop off. Lighter winds in the forecast for Kanda Wakona and the afternoon clouds, as usual. Over the next few days, light trade winds or lighter trade winds will pick up by the end of the work week. Breezier conditions for the weekend. We also got more trade showers headed our way for Wednesday. We may see more showers once again to end the week. That's a check of your island weather. We'll have more news when we return.
Pincushion.
KITV News, sponsored by Hawaiian Telcom.
Okay, rehearsal, go. Hawaiian Telcom is offering some truly amazing TV and internet bundles.
25 seconds.
The TV service is 100% digital with Dolby Sound, and you get super fast 300 meg internet speed.
Oh great, I don't even
Our
see the
technicians
lucky
will optimize your
cat.
home's Wi-Fi coverage. Installation is free, and you get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Choose your bundle starting at just $49 a month and lock in the savings for 2 years from Hawaii's technology leader.
Okay, there we go.
Bringing the party to your house.
Play Pro Pick'em on KITV.com for a chance to have Ono Grimes delivered by Robert K. Collins.
Play Pro Pick'em on KITV.com this season. If you're lucky, hey, we'll bring the party to you.
Pro Pick'em.
Shaco said Hiroshi was seen around this temple. Have you found any clues, Matthew? I'm not sure that wooden puzzle's much to go on, but let's see what you can reveal with the brush. That pincushion is weird. With those pins and the children, it looks like a voodoo doll. Whoever owned this clearly wasn't fond of children. You're right, Matthew. We better collect some of those loose hairs on the pincushion.
Good evening tonight from Hungary. We're right there. I'm going to ask the secretary here to tackle ISIS first. And when American jobs are on the line, vamos a ver a Marca de los Estados Unidos en Ricochet. He leads the charge. Because he reports to me. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Kavika, what are you going to do with your life?
Oh, that was nice.
He's just making some bad choices.
Let's put those hairs from the pincushion under the microscope, Matthew.
The Hawaii National Guard Youth Challenge Academy is not a place for bad kids. We teach kids to make better choices and, most of all, to believe in themselves.
I'm not a bad kid. I'm a better kid because of the Youth Challenge Academy.
From the adorable to the ghoulish, it's time for the Marina Halloween Clothes Contest. Upload your best pics on KITV.com or Instagram with this hashtag. You win a devilishly good prize bag from Coco Marina Center.
Donald Trump meant
All right.
it as an insult when he called Hillary Clinton a
Obasan.
nasty woman.
Matthew, did you get any DNA matches from that hair you collected from the pincushion? The hair was Obasan's. That old lady we keep bumping into ever since we first met her in Sichuan? That's odd, because Obasan's always talking about her beautiful grandchildren. Why would she do something so macabre as sticking pins into pincushion children? I agree, Matthew. It's best to ask Obasan about this. Let's go. Obasan, what a surprise to see you again. You sure do get around. I volunteer here at the Shinto temple, looking after runaways and orphans. I've been traveling with my own grandchildren, but my orphans need me too. For someone who loves kids so much, it's a weird habit to stick pins in children even if they're made of fabric. Oh, I just use that old thing when I'm feeling stressed. How funny you are. There's no reason for laughter, Obasan. A child, Tsukada Hiroshi, was found dead with an arrow in his back. Hiroshi's dead? That's awful. It's your fault, Marshal Matthew. Everywhere you go, you bring death. And now you brought your dark shadow to this holy place. You're quick to lay the blame on others, Obasan, but you know what? Let us know before you plan a vacation abroad again.
Nasty stuff in this. Nasty is the new black coat.
Such a nasty woman.
CNN.
Such a nasty woman.
New York.
Oh, man.
We only got 2 more weeks of this.
Things just got
And
nasty.
then what? Yeah. Exactly. That goes all the entertainment. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great night.
See you guys later. Hold on. ITV4, broadcasting from the Honolulu Hotel.
Should have done this first.
Jimmy! Oh, thank you so much.
What did you find in our victim's backpack, Matthew? A faded flyer? You're right. That guy in the picture is Silvery, the K-pop star we met before. Hold on. He's wearing the same somber armband we found on the victim. You're right, Matthew. We suspected that Silvery is involved with Somber for a while. Let's uncover the writing on this flyer.
So, have you spoken to Eva Taylor, yes?
No, are you sure that you want to pursue that?
Flyer now.
High fashion modeling.
Maybe you think I want Tina.
What did your mother feel about this ambition of yours?
She is alright. I told you that, Max.
The hunt has just begun.
No objection. I will speak to Eva.
What does Silvery's flyer say? The hunt has just begun. Matthew, let me get this straight. Silvery's posing with a bow, wearing a somber armband and promoting a hunt? Just when we find a dead boy nearby? You're right, we better chat with this songbird before he flies the coop.
It's up to you.
My daughter.
Well, to business then.
Maxine. Your wife is very generous. She knows our relationship.
Silvery, last time we met, you were in Korea for a TV show. What brings you to Kyushu? Oh, you're, Marshall Matthew, right? Sorry, I've been busy with my new show, The Hunt Has Just Begun. The Hunt Has Just Begun? That's an awfully bloodthirsty title for a K-pop show, isn't it? Not to mention suspicious, seeing as how we found your flyer in a dead boy's backpack. He was shot with an arrow. A dead child? How perverse. But then again, that has nothing to do with me. What about that somber armband you're wearing? In Korea, you told us you didn't know who they were. Not this again. I told you I'm an artist. I don't need to know about my sponsors. Anyway, lovely to talk to you, Marshall Matthew, but the hunt won't wait. We already know Sombra's using your songs to brainwash children, Silvery. If you're involved in Hiroshi's death too, you'll be modeling a new pair of bracelets soon.
Peter, start accessorizing those gowns, jewelry and shoes and purses.
Okay.
Givenchy. Maxine, I have this wonderful news.
The weak die. What does the writing on that wooden puzzle say, Matthew? The weak die? Where have we heard that phrase before? You're right, we don't have time to figure it out. We should get this puzzle to Marina. She'll have some insight. Okay, how long is this? 6 hours. We'll get the results tomorrow, so for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the autopsy. Matthew, I can't believe Chico's brother's dead. I'm just glad the girls didn't see this.
In the criminal justice system,
The cause of death is cardiac arrest caused by a puncture wound. Hiroshi was shot in the heart with an arrow. Shot through the heart with an arrow. Maybe we should get Jonah to have a look at this arrow. I already did, and that's not an arrow. It's a bolt from a crossbow. A bolt is shorter than an arrow and loses accuracy over long distances. From the trajectory, my guess is the killer was 50 meters away. That sounds like a difficult shot. Indeed, killing someone with a crossbow is not about size or strength, Matthew. It's about skill. Well, the killer may have a talent for crossbow shooting, but Matthew has a talent for arresting killers. Marina, what can you tell us about the puzzle Matthew found in the temple, the weak die? I feel like we've heard those words before. The phrase was familiar to me too, so I checked our case files. Matthew, it was Mel, the brainwashed girl in Yunnan, who said those words after she killed her friend. And Matthew's right. We've heard Sanjay talking about not wanting to be weak too. Exactly, Matthew. This phrase is clearly linked to the brainwashing the children endure. Does that mean whoever killed Hiroshi did it because they thought the victim was weak? Exactly. But the phrase on the puzzle is more than a brainwashing mantra. It also shows that the killer regards murder as just another game against weaker opponents. Matthew, the killer will make it clear to you that they're confident in their victory. This puzzle isn't just their hobby, it's their signature. Well, the killer might be good at solving puzzles, but Matthew's the mastermind at solving murders.
You knew the accident? Bystanders, bumps and bruises. What about the Martinez kids? Now his lucky day?
Matthew, we came to Kyushu to find Sanjay after he ran away from us in Tokyo. But instead we found Cheiko's long-lost brother, Hiroshi, murdered. Cheiko's still in shock. We're keeping her at the station, but she won't be safe until we catch her brother's killer. And we got no help from that prancing glitter puss Silvery. He claims to only be here on tour, but we know he's involved in Sombra's brainwashing scheme. Wait, it's my phone. Carmen speaking, who's this? Marshall, Matthew, you have to help me. The other kids are hunting me. Sanjay, where are you? We'll find out where Sanjay is in Chapter 2.
No officers, no nurses, no malpractice.
Alright, I'm back on my old tablet. Matthew, we came to Kyushu to find Sanjay after he ran away from us in Tokyo. But instead we found Cheiko's long-lost brother, Hiroshi, murdered.
Maybe it matters to the consumer.
Cheiko's still in shock. We're keeping her at the station, but she won't be safe until we catch her brother's killer. Wait, it's my phone. Carmen speaking, who's this? Marshall, Matthew, you have to help me. The other kids are hunting me. Sanjay, where are you? I'm hiding in an abandoned classroom. Come quick. Matthew, did you hear that? Sanjay's in trouble. We'll get Elliot to trace the call and find that abandoned classroom before it's too late.
Could be afraid of the difference. Maybe the seller's guilty of murder too. Unfortunately, the purchaser is unavailable for question. The mother isn't.
Before Roberto was born, we only prayed that he'd be healthy and happy.
Yep, I got the Dalmatian on.
My sister's son was 2 years older. Roberto wore his shoes and his dungarees. But when it came to my son's health, I wanted the best.
So you didn't know he was getting a used pacemaker?
We're poor. We're not stupid and uncaring.
Dr. Helen.
Kill Roberto. Mr. Fisher was right.
Locked crate.
Yes. Yes, we knew. So what is kickbacks?
Painted doll.
She had no medications.
4 seconds. Cool.
I happen to be a very good doctor. I do not appreciate. Every day you see an article about doctors and hiding costs.
Sanjay, there you are. Are you okay? They're hunting me. Help me, Marshall Matthew. It's okay, Sanjay. We're here. Tell us who's hunting you. Everyone. Sombra got all his kids together and told us to kill each other until only one is left. Sombra told you to kill one another? I don't understand. Why would Sombra want children to kill one another? The weak die, Marshall Matthew, and Sombra won't suffer the weak. The weak die? We've already found a dead boy. Was Hiroshi involved in this hunt, Sanjay? Hiroshi's dead? Oh no, I have to hide. You don't have to hide, Sanjay. You're safe now, and we need your help to understand what's going on. We'll talk to you in a moment, alright? If Sombra's forcing children to kill one another, Hiroshi's murder might be just the tip of the iceberg. Might just be the tip of the iceberg. We need answers fast, Matthew. Do you think you can open that crate?
The expiration date, please.
Is that painted thing a doll? It looks like something's written on it. Let's see what we can reveal.
Expiration date.
We must find a lead on Hiroshi's killer, Matthew, before more children get hurt.
The doctor who implanted didn't know. The suitor changed the expiration date? That's exactly what I mean. That stupid bastard killed him.
I have everything, I might as well just do it now. I have enough stars to get through. JFO, CDR, KME. That crate you opened was full of weapons. You think these weapons might have been for the kids? That's horrible. Matthew, let's get Elliot to track this crate. We must find out who's giving weapons to children. 12 hours. Get the results tonight. Japanese writing. You found Japanese writing on that painted doll, Matthew? Alright, let's get Dupont to decipher it. "24 hours.
What's it like to be in good hands?
And let's ask Sanjay what he knows about the murder. Marshall Matthew, I'm so scared. It's okay, Sanjay. Marshall Matthew and I will keep you safe. But tell us how you got mixed up in this. We told you Sombra was dangerous. At first it was fun. Me and the other kids just watched lame K-pop videos. It didn't seem dangerous, Marshall Matthew. They just taught us to be strong. The next thing I know, they're giving us weapons and armbands and telling us to kill one another. Only one kid can survive. You must have been terrified, Sanjay, but what about Hiroshi? Was he part of this hunt too? Hiroshi was one of us, but I don't know what happened to him. As soon as the hunt started, I ran away and hid in the classroom. You're safe now, Sanjay. We'll take you to the station. Cheiko is already there. You have Cheiko with you? Yes, she helped us find... I've got to get out of here. Wait, Sanjay, come back. Where did he go, Matthew? How are we supposed to help him now? I don't know, but I do know that I'll let these two run their courses, and I'll see when they are done. Okay, folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the weapons crate. Elliot, what can you tell us about that crate of weapons Matthew found in the old classroom? The delivery number on the crate doesn't match the Port Authority's records. Not surprising, given the contents. Come on, Elliot. Children's lives are at stake. Give us something. I checked the CCTV footage at the docks and plates of the delivery trucks. Guess whose name popped up? Ronin Ozawa. Ronin? That Yakuza from Tokyo? We already know he's working with Sombra. Ronin and his cronies are training up children to be little gangsters. Now he's involved in giving them weapons, too. Alright, let's book this dirtbag. About the crate of weapons. You're a hard man to find, Ronin, but no one hides from Marshall Matthew forever. I wasn't hiding. I'm here in Kyushu hunting deer with my crossbow. Cut the crap, Ronin. We know you're trafficking weapons, and we know Sombra's forcing kids to hunt one another. Why don't you fill us in on the details? I'm a businessman, Marshall Matthew. Sombra wants weapons. They get them. Your mother must be proud. What do you know about the murder of a teenager called Tsukada Hiroshi? I don't kill kids, detective. They're more profitable alive. Suit yourself. Marshall Matthews placing you under arrest for distributing illegal firearms. Outside prison, I'm a man. Inside, I'm a king. You don't scare me, Marshall Matthew. And the Japanese writing from Dupont? Dupont, what did you get from that thing Matthew found in the abandoned classroom? It's a Daruma doll, a fascinating Japanese tradition. It dates back to... Dupont, before you launch into this, please understand kids are in danger. Give us the short version. May bien sûr, Matthew. Daruma dolls are used to set out and achieve a goal. Initially, the doll's eyes are blank. When you set a goal, you paint one eye, and when you achieve the goal, you paint the other. It's a fascinating mix of psychology and superstition. And what did the person who wrote on this doll wish to achieve? The person wished to and achieved the murder of Tsukada Hiroshi. That's the meaning of the writing Matthew recovered. Loosely translated, the text reads, "I have killed the weakling Hiroshi." So the only person who could have written on that Daruma doll is the killer. Quite so. Our killer has left a cryptic clue, but I can surmise from their writing that they speak Japanese. Good point, Matthew. We already know Obasan and Sheiko are Japanese. We can add this evidence to their profiles. If our murderer knows a lot about Japanese tradition, we should go back to the temple. They might have left another clue there. And yes, I do have Jeopardy on in the background. But please don't comment about my background noise at all.
Got there first. It was Tennessee Williams. You are right. For 60 I sold flowers. I didn't sell myself. Now you've made a lady of me. I'm not fit to sell anything else. Can I? Yes, maybe. Playwright writes 400. I'm going to show you and everybody else that Willie Logan will not die in vain. George. That's what it says. Yes. Let's do playwright 800. If there is one thing interesting, remarkable indeed, in the whole province, it's just our cherry orchard. George, who's Wilder? No? Back to you, George.
Okay.
To replace the silver half dime, Congress authorized this U.S. coin for the first time.
Torn photo. Lion statue.
U.S. President vetoed the Civil Rights Act of 1866. DJ was Andrew Johnson, right? 1866 for 16 minutes. This novel,
There we go.
was first published in installments in the Russian Messenger. George, what is Crime and Punishment? Correct. 1860.
Shuriken.
1916 is the 150th birthday of this university in this city, home of the Jubilee Singers and alma mater of W.E.B. Du Bois. PJ, what is Bois?
Matthew, it looks like someone tried to destroy that torn photo. I agree. Let's have a closer look. And is that a shuriken? That's a strange thing to find in a temple. You're right. Whoever owns it might have been involved in Sombra's child hunt. But what is that sparkly residue on the shuriken? Let's vacuum it up.
This settlement can refer to a total name of one plant species or to plant material used as fuel. What is biomass? That's it. French Connection is what? Opened in 1932, only is this type of place.
16. Matthew, why are these children's faces crossed out? It makes my blood run cold. You're right, it's an old school photo, and it must have been taken decades ago. But there's one girl whose face isn't crossed out. She could be the key to this mystery. Let's see if the database tells us what she looked like today.
France to the Piedmont region of this country. Let's stick with French Connections for 69. This lake lies between southwestern Switzerland and the
No doubt it's Obasan. Obasan. The young girl in that old class photo is Obasan? Does this mean it was Obasan who crossed out the other children's faces? But why? These kids must have been her classmates. I agree, for someone who volunteers with children, Obasan sure spends a lot of time defacing images of them. Alright, Matthew, we should definitely talk to Obasan about this.
But it's colorblind. Blind spot close.
With your eyes covered, try to catch and identify other players.
About the old classroom photo? Obasan, if you like kids so much, why did you deface this photo of your old classmates? That photo brings back sad memories, Marshall Matthew. As the years passed and my classmates died one by one, I crossed out their faces. That's a grim way to document your friends' deaths. I suppose so. They were grim days before the war. We used to do military training with guns and crossbows. It's what you learn during the hard times, Marshall Matthew. The weak die. The weak die? That's a somber slogan. Is there anything you're not telling us about Hiroshi's death? I don't know what you're talking about. Just let me finish my puzzle in peace. Very well, Obasan. Marshall Matthew's going to solve this murder with or without your help. And if you're guilty, you'll be completing your next puzzle in jail. And the shuriken. Got it. What was that stuff on the throwing star, Matthew? It looks shimmery. Strange. I agree. Let's get this sample to the lab. 24 hours. Get the results tomorrow after work. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, let's get the results of the shiny powder. Matthew, I've got good news and bad news. We could use some good news right now, Lars. The good news is the substance on the shuriken Matthew found in the temple is stage glitter. Glitter? Like the fashion accessory? Yes, there are some fascinating copolymers used in the construction of glitter. This one's been treated with titanium dioxide, which means it's from Korea. Did you say Korea? Let's see, who'll be running around with shurikens covered in Korean glitter? Exactly, Matthew, it must be Silvery. He can't pretend the shuriken is just a prop for his music video. The bad news, Matthew, is that the girls found the sample. Look, Matthew, we're fairies. Have you ever tried to clean up glitter, Matthew? It's like sparkly herpes. It'll be in my microscope for months. Matthew and I have a killer to catch, Lars. Your glitter problems can wait. Let's talk to Silvery about this glittery shuriken, Matthew.
Now you can play with a game we call J6. Play it online at Jeopardy.com, or for a true Jeopardy experience, play J6 on Amazon Echo. You can respond at home, and someone will listen.
Charmed and Nash Bridges resetting the city.
What is San Francisco?
Amazon Echo. Just ask.
About the shuriken? Silvery, we know the shuriken is yours. What exactly were you doing with it? It's just a prop for my show, Marshall Matthew, like learning Japanese or practicing to shoot a crossbow. Stop lying. You're wearing a Sombra armband, and now it turns out you have a shuriken. Admit it, you're part of Sombra's hunt. It's just for show. Some Sombra roadies told me to take those shuriken and go slay the kids or whatever. And I was like, that's what my dance moves are for. Please tell me you're not actually this stupid. Silvery, this hunt is real. Kids are dying. What do you mean kids are dying? I can't kill anyone. I'm a vegan. You're either a great actor or a total moron, Silvery. Either way, you'll remain in custody until Marshall Matthew solves this case. Matthew, we have a serious crisis. Sombra is making kids kill each other in some kind of hunt, but we have no idea why. Sorry, Matthew, it's just that with Hiroshi's killer still at large, other children could be in danger. Which makes you particularly worried for Sanjay. He called us for help and then ran away from us again. What if... Matthew, do you want to play a game with us? No, not now, June. We're busy. But Shaco taught me how to use this crossbow. What? June, put that down! But it's easy, Matthew. See, April's got this apple on her head and I'm going to shoot it off. I'm the target. Now I just pull the trigger and... Oh my gosh. We'll find out what's going on in Chapter 3. So for now, this is Matthew. See y'all then. Okay, folks, we've returned. Let's start Chapter 3 of the Murder Games. Matthew, we have a serious crisis. Sombra's making kids kill each other in some kind of hunt, but we have no idea why. Meanwhile, Hiroshi's killer is still on the loose and... Matthew, look, Chieko taught us how to use this crossbow. What? June, put that down. But it's easy, Matthew. See, April has got this apple on her head and I'm going to shoot it off. I'm the target. Now I just pull the trigger and...
Our society has never figured out what to do with severely mentally ill people.
Not to worry, Matthew. I got this.
It's a struggle.
No! You ruined my perfect shot, Jonah. June, if Jonah hadn't been there, you could have hurt your sister. We were just playing. Chieko said it was alright. I can't believe what just happened, Matthew. What were the girls thinking? You're right, Matthew. June said this was Cheiko's idea. We need to have a word with that girl. Chieko, whatever made you give the triplets a crossbow to play with? June nearly shot her sister. We were just playing, Marshall, Matthew. I didn't realize that thing was so dangerous, and... You didn't realize a crossbow was dangerous in the hands of 6-year-olds? Of course she did. Matthew, this girl was trying to kill my children. Angela? Alright, I understand you're upset, but why don't we all calm down for a minute? I didn't want to hurt anyone, Marshall, Matthew. But I see I'm not wanted here. What do you care if I get killed out there? I'm just an orphan. Nobody will miss me. Chieko, wait! Before you ask, Carmen, I'm not going to apologize. She shouldn't have harmed my girls. But you didn't have to scare Chieko away. She might have been irresponsible, but she's a child too, and she needed our protection. You're right, Matthew. Chieko probably ran back to the Temple Garden, where her brother was killed. Let's find her.
Thank you, Melody. Well, complaints about trash piling up in a Waianae neighborhood as residents wonder if it'll ever get cleaned up. Residents of the Kaui'Kulani Public Housing Project telling KITV they want this trash that you see right there out of their neighborhood. They claim the area has looked like this for several weeks, even after their complaints to management.
The safety of the kids coming here and playing around in this area was also a major concern. And then for residents having to drive past this every day coming home and those in the surrounding areas.
Now, late this afternoon, Hawaii Public Housing Authority Executive Director Hakeem Konsafi responded to the concerns. He made it clear the Public Housing Authority owns the property but does not manage it. That's all done by a private company. He says that he found out about the complaints today and are investigating the situation. He says the bulky trash pileup built up because 10
Sombra armband
due to construction along with a couple of evictions. He says the company is scheduled to remove the bulky trash on Monday. Well, reconsidering penalties handed down to the U.S. men's basketball program, the NCAA announcing today it has asked the Committee on Infractions to take another look at the punishment the team will have to face. Joining us now with the very latest on what this means for
Matthew, I can't see Chieko anywhere, but I see you picked up a lost phone. I hope it's a lead. Let's crack the password.
Yes, postseason, and even the possibility of getting some scholarships back. What happened was, in its appeal, the university argued that the penalties should have been imposed.
And that Sombra armband confirms our worst fears. What if another kid got hurt in the hunt? Let's collect a sample of that stain on the armband. And you found a machete too. Something seems to be etched on the blade. Hopefully it's not another dead child's name. Matthew, it's too late for Hiroshi, but it's not too late for Chieko. Let's get this killer and stop this awful child hunt.
Those penalties stem from the violation of ethical conduct rules by former Hawaii head coach Gib Arnold. Basically today, the NCAA agreed with the university's appeal that a less stringent structure, the one in place before October 30th of 2012, should be used in
16. Matthew collected skin cells from the Sombra armband. Let's get them to Lars, pronto.
With respect.
Now, unfortunately, there's no timetable on when the Committee on Infractions will
18
reconsider
hours.
the penalties or come down with a decision. In a separate news release today, the NCAA upheld its finding that Gib Arnold did in fact violate ethical conduct rules. You can read both of those formal announcements. We put them on our website, AITV.com.
Alright, but at this point, the damage is done, and all those players, they've either left or they've transferred to whatnot.
OMI.
Because Coach did mention that today, and it's
CAN. Just got 17 in time.
I'm not even going to touch that. We're moving forward. And as of moving forward,
Potential for it, well, it looks likely that it's going to happen to serve up to 6.
Matthew, that phone you allot belongs to Ronan. Look at this text message he sent. It says, I have all the kids. The hunt can start. You're right. This means Ronan didn't just supply the weapons for the hunt. He supplied the children, too. Matthew, we must get back to the station and make Ronan talk.
As we head through the weekend, let's go and zoom on in and show you what we have. And here in Oahu, we've had some windward showers, but even
About his involvement in the child hunt. Ronan, you knew about the child hunt all along. Was it just another mission as Sombra's head hunter to find suitable children for their sick games? Marshal Matthew, I already told you, Sombra got what Sombra paid for. Weapons or children, it's all the same to me. Children are dying out there as we speak. Is that just business to you? I knew you were Yakuza, but I expected more integrity, even from you. Integrity? I do what Sombra pays me for. Then I saw some puzzles to relax. It's all in a day's work. If it's all the same to you, why don't you help us? Tell us who killed Hiroshi. Tell us who's behind the hunt, and you might get a lighter sentence. That's ironic, Marshal Matthew. You question my integrity, but you want me to rat on my business partners? We have a word for that in Japanese. Uragiri mono. It means traitor. And the courts have a word for people who commit murder. Guilty. Get comfy in your jail cell, Ronan. You'll be there for a long time.
Lawsuit filed by a handful of Kaka'ako businesses against the Kaka'ako Land Company, which is claiming title to the land and charging businesses for parking spaces. A circuit court judge is currently considering the case. Well, 1 year later, a shark attack victim is making strides in recovery.
Okay, machete now. Revenge for Kesavan. Uh-oh. That's Sanjay. Matthew, the writing you uncovered on the machete says revenge for Kesavan. Who's Kesavan? Ah, you're right. Kesavan was the name of Sanjay's elephant, the one that died back in Tibet. I always thought it odd that Sanjay never mentioned Kesavan again after he died. But hang on, didn't Sanjay say he ran away as soon as the hunt started? He never said he had a weapon. Matthew, what if Sombra's brainwashing unleashed all the anger and injustice Sanjay suffered in a short life? Do you think he could actually hurt someone? You're right. Sanjay can't be far if his machete's here. Let's find him.
His brother told us they still keep in touch with the father and son who rescued them. Well, October marks the 7-year anniversary of Father Damien's canonization into sainthood.
Sanjay, there you are. Marshal Matthew found your machete. You said you hid it in the classroom when the hunt started. That was the truth, right? I mean, you couldn't hurt another child. Of course I could. I will kill anyone who comes near me. I'm done with hiding in the dark. I'm done being weak. Sanjay, you're not yourself. You've been manipulated. You've been brainwashed to say these things. No, I simply learned my lessons. I survived in India because I was smarter than the other street urchins. I was funnier. I sold better selfie sticks. I survived because I wasn't a weakling. This hunt is the same thing. I just have to be better than the other kids to win it. That's what Kesavan would have wanted too. Win it? Nobody wins this hunt, Sanjay. You're all in danger. I already won the puzzle competition. I can win the hunt too. Danger doesn't scare me. I cut off my own finger and didn't cry. That's enough, Sanjay. There's no way to tell where your own anger ends and where Sombra's brainwashing starts. But you're coming with us to the station until Marshal Matthew wraps up this case.
That President Eisenhower used to sign Hawaii into statehood. The archives held a massive open house for 1 day only.
I'll let the skin cells run the course. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the skin cells. Matthew, I can't believe June shot an arrow at April. I always thought Angela was overly worried, but I should have listened to her. And what I've learned from the skin cells you found on the Sombra armband makes me beat myself up even more. I should have seen this coming. You should have seen what coming, Lars? Tell us. Time isn't on our side. Matthew, the skin cells matched Cheiko's DNA. She was the one wearing this armband. What? Lars, are you telling us Cheiko was part of Sombra's hunt all along? But then, what if she didn't stumble upon her brother's body by accident? What if Cheiko killed him, and then she ran to us for protection, pretending to be innocent? And if Cheiko had been brainwashed by Sombra, that would explain why she thought it was a good idea to give the girls a crossbow to play with. It sent shivers down my spine. And now it also makes sense that Sanjay ran away when we told him Cheiko was with us. You're right, Matthew, that girl has a lot of questions to answer. We've got to find her.
You ever been romantic with someone you shouldn't? Less than 4 years ago.
Got her Sombra armband. Cheiko, time to stop pretending you're a helpless child. We know you're taking part in Sombra's hunt. Tell us the truth. Did you kill your brother? I never lied to you, Marshal Matthew. All I wanted was to find Hiroshi and take him home. And the irony is that you helped me find him, Marshal Matthew. I first heard the name Sombra from you. I'm good with puzzles, but I wouldn't have cracked this without you. But each time you questioned me, I learned a bit more about Sombra and got a bit closer to Hiroshi. When I found out about the hunt, I tried to join them, but they said I was too old. Luckily, I've always been handy with a crossbow, and I stole an armband. I knew I could beat them. You thought you could outsmart Sombra? You should have come straight to us. Instead, you lied and even put the triplets' lives in danger. How do we know you didn't lie about Hiroshi's murder, too? Marshal Matthew, you promised to protect me, but you didn't protect Hiroshi. The weak die and the strong had to fight for their own survival. Cheiko, the fight is over for you. You're coming with us, and this time, you're not under our protection. You're under arrest.
Did that ever make you feel uncomfortable?
Matthew, this case is going from bad to worse. Cheiko claims she infiltrated the hunt to save her brother, but what if she was Sombra all along? Sanjay said he wanted no part in the hunt, and at first he had the common sense to hide, but Kesavan's memory triggered some repressed anger in him. I dread to think that either of these children could have killed Hiroshi, but given the evidence, we can't rule it out. It's a small miracle that we haven't found more children fallen in the hunt. Matthew, we need a breakthrough before this hunt gets completely out of hand. You think we should go back to the classroom? Alright, we know it was Sanjay's hiding place. I bet it holds more secrets to discover. Let's go.
I don't know who you're talking about. How long you been working at that gym? You see him every day. You see a lot of people. I'm gonna find your prints on that one. Look, no you won't.
Why? Because you were wearing gloves? His blood is on them. On your boots, too. You know, and I don't get it. Your boss, your parole officer, they vouch for you.
Okay.
Okay, so what do he do to you? Treat you bad? Bother your girlfriend or something? Girlfriend? I don't have time. I work 2 jobs and I take care of my mom.
And you live with your mom, right? The boss told us that she was sick.
She's okay. She's not gonna die.
Let's see. What clues are we going to find?
What did he do to you? He disrespected you, he yelled at you, he's complaining about you to his boss.
What he does, he wouldn't try with me.
What he does to who, Johnny?
School supplies.
His janitor said I abused a student. He's psycho.
Johnny Dubchek says that he saw something wrong. Why would he say that?
Because he's a janitor. An idiot. So, you don't tape your sessions? Of course I tape sessions. He has a problem with this now.
Okay, so this rundown that Johnny saw you taping, who does that benefit?
Me. I started filming everything since I was accused. To show I have nothing to hide.
We're running out of time, Matthew. Tell me you found something on our killer. These wooden pieces are strange. They look like someone smashed something up. And this brand new box of school supplies looks out of place in this dusty classroom. Do you think someone tried to hide something inside? Let's have a look.
Dubček believes what he told us.
But the coach does put his hands on these kids, and maybe Dubček misconstrued.
He stabbed the guy in the testicles. Something set him off.
Well, he's got one last chance to tell us what. He's been arraigned. He's on his way to Rikers now.
Okay. Thank God I got it. A crossbow, all smashed to bits way out here? Matthew, I think you just found the murder weapon. We'll have to send the crossbow to Jonah to be sure, but we must be close to finding our killer now. I was right, my tablet ran out of room. And the school supplies. Sukata Hiroshi's dog tag. You found a dog tag hidden in that box? Clearly it didn't get here on its own. You're right, Matthew. This dog tag is Hiroshi's. The killer must have tried to hide it here. Let's send this dog tag to Lars on the double. $30 hours. I'll get the results in just a minute. Or when these are done, anyway. So for now, it's Matthew. See you then. Alright, folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the crossbow. Matthew, this crossbow is old, well-maintained, and a perfect match for our murder weapon. We don't need a we-buy review, Jonah. We need the person who pulled the trigger. What can you tell us about the killer? Not much, I'm afraid. The ballistics of a weapon like this offer very little about the shooter. We have kids out there trying to kill one another, Jonah. You've got to give us more to go on. Don't worry, Matthew, that's what I'm here for. Ballistics might have failed us, but forensics has not. I've got a doozy for you, Matthew. Some blue fibers were caught in the crossbow's firing mechanism. If it was trapped in there, those blue fibers must have belonged to the killer. Our killer wears blue. We're getting close to cracking this case, Matthew. Thanks for your forensics report, Lars. I'll make sure to keep this crossbow away from your girls. Please tell us you found something usable on the victim's dog tag, Lars. I'm sorry, Matthew, but I couldn't do much with it. The dog tag had been wiped clean. You're kidding. We've got a child killer out there and you can't offer us anything? I understand the stakes here. I'm a father too, remember? There was some residual DNA left on the dog tag, but not enough to do a comprehensive test. But there was something interesting. Some of the markers were male and others were female. But if Hiroshi was a male sample... You're right, Matthew. The female samples must have been the killer's. Exactly. The DNA supports the conclusion that your killer is female. You've got to catch this killer, Matthew. This is it, Matthew. We have all the evidence. Now you need to arrest the killer.
The last text about going to the air train, that was more explicit, accompanied by photos.
And we track Zach's home?
Yeah, definitely made a mistake. No traces to where the pigs came from. It's a burner. It only sent text to Zach, then it goes off the grid. I'm still going through the older texts.
It is not Sukata Chieko.
Never shows her face, no identifier.
It is Obasan.
She's older, that she knew him from school. It's got to be a teacher.
First thing, then I checked TSA. Zach never made it.
So talk to MTA, see if we can get security footage from Main Station.
Obasan, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're under arrest for the murder of Sukata Hiroshi. I don't know what you're talking about, Marshal Matthew. We should have known when Marshal Matthew found that photo of your schoolmates. Did you kill them too? Is that why you crossed out their faces? I have never heard anyone, let alone little Hiroshi. Please, Marshal Matthew, you must be mistaken. You pretended to be a grandmother to these children. Then you brainwashed them with Sombra's mantra, the weak die. How could you do this? They were orphans with nowhere to go. I looked after them. I gave them values to live by, to contribute, to be useful, the way I grew up before the war. These days, only the Yakuza know what honor and loyalty means. Marshal Matthew, Sombra gives these children the best future they can hope for. Honor? Future? You killed them if you thought they weren't strong enough. That was why you wrote, I killed the weakling Hiroshi on your Daruma doll. Sombra has no place for weaklings. Hiroshi didn't want to be a part of Sombra's hunt. He was weak. And so you shot him? Hiroshi was just a child. Why is Sombra doing this, Obasan? Why is Sombra brainwashing these children? It can't be just to kill them. I won't tell you anything, Marshal Matthew. Sombra didn't leave me in charge of this operation for me to crack under pressure. You say Hiroshi was weak, but he stood up to you. One kid, lost and alone, and you shot him in the back? What does that make you? You think about that in prison. Obasan, you're charged with the murder of Sukata Hiroshi, kidnapping minors from all over Asia and brainwashing them. How do you plead? Your judgment is meaningless to me. I am Sombra. I plead for nothing. I'll admit, Obasan, you're a puzzle to this court. We have no birth record, no known address. We don't even know your real name. However, in light of your apparent seniority within Sombra, this court is willing to offer clemency in return for any information on Sombra's activities. The strong do not make deals. I refuse your offer. You leave me little choice. This court sentences you to life imprisonment. It will be wiser to torture me for information. Instead, you will feed and clothe me. Allow me to grow older still. Even in victory, you are weak. Matthew, I still can't believe Obasan collected orphans from all over Asia only to get them to kill one another. She brainwashed them to believe in Sombra's sick mantra about the weak dying and the strong surviving, and she's refusing to tell us why. You're right, Matthew, this battle doesn't end with Obasan's capture. There are still children out there, in danger. Let's check in with the chief.
Maybe she's learning, or she wants to take it to the next level with Zach.
Either way, we know who he's with. The question is, where are they?
Well, let us know whereabouts. Got him heading east from Jamaica Station Friday night.
Well, that's one.
So widen the scope. See if the teacher turns up on any security cameras.
And I'll see you guys for Innocence Lost 6-6.
No need to.
Take a look at the other ones first.
Vermont Ski Lodge, and she bought gas up near there Saturday morning.
How far?
And I'll see you guys for Innocence Lost 6-6. Alright folks, we've returned. Let's start Innocence Lost 6-6. Marshal Matthew, you put Obasan behind bars, but the nightmare for the children isn't over yet. By arresting Obasan, you've gone a great way towards shutting down Sombra's child brainwashing operation, but there are still children out there in danger. Local police are trying to locate the children who are still hunting each other. We can only pray that Hiroshi's the only victim of Sombra's hunt. Matthew, I can offer some hope on that point. The children weren't exposed to the brainwashing for very long. If the police can rescue them, they won't suffer any lasting effects. The psychological trauma will take longer to overcome. I'm afraid Sanjay, Cheiko, and Silvery aren't ready to leave our protective custody yet. Is there anything Matthew can do for these children, Marina? Marshal Matthew, forgive me for interrupting. I know I played a part in what Sombra did to the kids, but I might know a way to make it right. Sombra wanted the children to forget their families and friends. That's why they preferred orphans. They were more receptive to the indoctrination. Obasan confiscated any keepsakes from the children, but they must be in the temple. Please, Marshal Matthew, let me help you find them. It's promising that you're offering to help, Silvery, but I'm worried about your mental state. What's your professional opinion, Marina? It's an excellent idea, Chief. Giving the children back their happy memories will help their recovery, and Silvery will benefit from making a helpful contribution. That's settled then. But there's another thing, Matthew. Ronan wants to talk to you. I suspect he wants to negotiate with us. Tread carefully. Ronan will play dirty, but there might be a way to get him to reveal information on Sombra. Matthew, I'll come with you. I've seen tougher mobsters than Ronan crack under pressure. We'll make him talk.
Your tooth is a little yellower, more dull. Nobody wants to have yellow teeth. I recommend enamel toothpaste because it helps protect and strengthen your enamel. It's going to make them more resistant to the acid erosion so that your teeth are not bothering you and you feel good about your smile. It's such a wonderful combination. It's pro-enamel. It's good for your enamel. It's a positive thing.
I like turkey thick. It isn't just grandmas who are passionate about turkey. So Subway, y'all link in our new carved turkey sandwich has no artificial preservatives or flavors.
Okay, I think I see it.
Cranberry mustard sauce, only at Subway.
How's my favorite brother? The rules upstairs.
Plush elephant.
A bunch of dumbasses.
Basket.
I did it. I joined
13 seconds.
Get my updates. Sign me up.
Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
Marshall Matthew, children used to like my music because it was cool, not because they were brainwashed. Do you think I could be an idol again? Hey, here's a song about that basket you picked up. My heart is broken, my head's a mess, but we found a basket. What a success. Alright, sorry, Marshall Matthew. I see you found a plush elephant, too. You want to recover that faded writing on the elephant in peace and quiet? No problem, Marshall Matthew.
It's back and bigger than ever. Olive Garden's never-ending Hostables starting at $9.99. Endless combinations of your favorite pasta sauces and toppings. And for the first time ever, chicken Alfredo. Plus unlimited salad and breadsticks for a limited time at Olive Garden.
That's you. We got confirmation from the two other boys who said that. That's my picture, yes, but I don't know where Zach got it.
There we go. Kesavan and Sanjay forever. Marshall Matthew, that plush elephant has Kesavan and Sanjay forever written on it. Hey, I remember this kid Sanjay. He used to tell the other kids stories about India and his best friend, an elephant. Obasan wanted Sanjay to forget Kesavan, but nobody should forget their friends, right, Marshall Matthew? Marshall Matthew, I'm so ashamed that I helped Sombra. I get it now. They're not cool. But now you can make it right and give this elephant back to Sanjay.
Well, you stick to that story, and you're going to end up in jail and on the registry for a very long time. Is that what you want? I want a lawyer. Fine. But the longer it takes us to find Zach, the less likely you are to get a deal.
Let's give it back to Sanjay. Marshall Matthew, you found my Kesavan plushie. Obasan said I was too old to sleep with plushies. She said it was a sign of weakness. I didn't want to be weak, so I let her. Obasan said I was too old to sleep with plushies. She said it was a sign of weakness. I didn't want to be weak, so I let her take it away. You're not weak, Sanjay. You survived horrible things under Sombra, but you always remembered your friends. You think? So you won't throw me in jail, Marshall Matthew, even though I cut off my pinky to pledge allegiance to the Yakuza? Throw you in jail? No, I don't think so, Sanjay. Chief Ripley will sign your release form in a minute. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused, Marshall Matthew. Here, take this money. Don't ask how I came by it, but I know you'll spend it wisely.
$62 one way for travelers over 62 and 12 and up. Find out more at islandair.com.
18. A locket. Marshall Matthew, you found a locket in the basket. And look, there are pictures of Cheiko and Hiroshi inside. I bet Cheiko will be thrilled to get this locket back. Marshal Mounty, Hiroshi was my little brother. I was supposed to protect him, but I let Hiroshi down. You didn't let him down, Cheiko. Look, Marshal Matthews found this locket. Sombra tried to rob children of their memories, but Hiroshi never forgot you. Thank you, Marshal Matthews. This locket will remind me that my brother was brave. And it will also remind me that I might be an orphan, but I'm not alone. The Bureau protected me when I had nowhere to go. Take this gift, Marshal Matthews, as a token of my gratitude. And please, wherever you go, never stop fighting for Sombra. Never stop fighting Sombra. Matthew, I'm confident that the 3 kids in our care are now ready to be released. Who'd have thought Silvery would redeem himself by helping you undo the damage Obasan caused? He'll still need extensive therapy, but I can refer him to some excellent specialists. I'm more concerned about Cheiko and Sanjay. They're still kids without a family to go home to. What will become of them? Matthew, I hope you don't mind. I overheard your conversation and I have an idea. Remember the Spring Angels Foundation? The charity Lars and I started back in India to find adoptive parents for orphans? I'll personally make sure Sanjay and Cheiko are adopted by the best families. Good idea, Matthew. Why don't we ask the kids what they think? Cheiko, it's time you said goodbye to Marshal Matthew, but we can find an adoptive family for you. How do you feel about that? You mean I don't have to go back to Tokyo alone? I can live with a family again? Marshal Matthew, I don't know how to thank you. And you, Sanjay, would you like to be adopted by a nice family who... Adopted? Are you kidding me? I'm 13. I don't need adults to tell me what to do. Obasan and Ronan tried that, and we all know how that ended. But Sanjay, adoption is different. Over my dead body, Marshal Matthew. Oh boy. Matthew, I overheard what happened. Sanjay's run away again. Sanjay's a stubborn kid, but I think I know how to bring him around. Let's find him.
So you got the phone. And then what?
He drove me to his house. He ordered pizza. He gave me a beer. He watched hockey. I must have drank too much.
Marshal Matthew, I refuse to be adopted. I've lived on my own since I was 8. Sanjay, you deserve better than going back to the streets. Who says I'm going back? I want to stay with the Bureau. I want to fight crime with you, Marshal Matthew. You're too young for that, Sanjay. First you have to go to school and... No! Marshal Matthew, please don't send me away. I don't want to live with strangers. Alright, Sanjay, I'll cut you a deal. What if I became your legal guardian? You wouldn't have to call me Mom, but you could live with me. You'd still have to go to school and live like normal kids, but you'd stay with me instead of strangers. How does that sound? I don't know, Marshal Matthew. Carmen's bossy, but Kesavan liked her. I guess I could get used to it. Alright, Carmen, it's a deal. Do I have to sign something, or do we just hug on it? Hug on it? Alright. Oh, that's great. You're right. That's more our style. Well, that's settled. Then. It's a bit sudden and scary, Matthew. I sure didn't foresee raising a teenager when I signed up to work for the Bureau. But I feel like Sanjay and I understand each other. I think we'll be alright. Marshal Matthew, I'll cut to the chase. I'm here to bargain for my freedom. Not a chance, buddy. They'll put you away for years just for being Yakuza, and for trafficking children for Sombra, you're probably looking at life. What if I help you find the missing children? They're still trying to hunt each other down. What if I know a way to save them? You can save the kids? Better tell us how if you want to keep your teeth. All the children in the hunt wear a tracking device, Marshal Matthew. All you need is a central command unit to call off the hunt and bring the children back to safety. This command unit is in the temple garden. I asked for nothing in exchange, Marshal Matthew. It's an olive branch I'm holding out to you. You just hold on to the prison bars, Ronan, while Marshal Matthew searches the temple garden.
Should you make bond, you will be required to wear an electronic monitor and be forbidden contact with any minors. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. and Mrs. Foster, Lieutenant Benson said you needed to speak with the next one. This was right here.
They're having
And I can already see it.
Okay, well, this is a natural reaction to a traumatic experience. Coach is out on bail. Yes, he put up his house as well. He has to remember he will not go near you.
This is all over the news. There are photographers at the event. Other moms are calling me, asking about sex.
And I explained to the Fosters that there are rape shield laws in place.
Everyone knows Miss Burnap and Coach Buzinski were both arrested.
Okay.
We don't want the whole world knowing he's the kid who got it from the wrestling coach.
And we understand that.
Car replacement, you get your...
Sorry guys, tablet ran out of room again.
I guess they don't want you driving around on three wheels. Smart.
Matthew, that gadget could be the device that tracks the children in the hunt, but you'll have to crack the password to be sure.
You just realize that your daughter is better at math than you. Well, at least you have our seasonal pumpkin spice pancakes and new apple ring pancakes. And someone to help you figure out the tip. IHOP. Eat up every moment.
My mother passed in 2003, but she always told me, I don't care if you turn out to be a great athlete or whatever, but you need to make sure you get your house together. Sometimes I bought the house just to remember the house.
Hi, we have left the after the beat.
I wanted to let you know that I told your mama that you helped me too.
There we go. Well done cracking the password on the communication device, Matthew. Let's get it to Elliot and see if we can use it to find the children.
Speed is a high-performance compact vacuum that converts from an upright to a power lift away. That's big power.
12 hours. Get the results tomorrow morning. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the communication device from Elliot. Matthew, remember that satellite I single-handedly wrestled away from Sombra? The one I named Bob? Elliot, we don't have time to celebrate your past triumphs. We must save the kids who are still out there, thinking they have to kill each other. That's what I'm talking about, Matthew. I established an uplink from the Sombra communication device to Bob. I then programmed Bob to broadcast a signal to all the children wearing a tracker. I recalled the hunt and directed the surviving children to the local police station. The police chief just called. They have at least 20 children with them. They're exhausted and some are injured, but they're alive. So the kids are safe? That's great news, Elliot. But what about Ronan, Matthew? He helped us save the children, but we can't let him off the hook. Matthew, the judge authorized the Bureau to offer a plea bargain to Ronan in exchange for information about Sombra. I'll come with you to talk to him. Ronan, you helped us save the children, but if you want the Bureau to make a case for your immunity, you'll have to offer more. Marshal Matthew, the Bureau has bigger fish to fry. It's Sombra you're really after. And why'd we trust you, Ronan? As Sombra's head hunter, you've been their ally all along. It's true that I was close to Sombra. That's why I can give you information nobody else can offer. Obasa will never betray Sombra, but I do business with the highest bidder. Here's what I know. In the abandoned classroom, there are records about Sombra's future plans. They're my bid for freedom, Marshal Matthew. Marshal Matthew will investigate the classroom straight away, but only the judge can offer you a deal, Ronan. Marshal Matthew has something to eat before you head to the classroom. You'll need your strength, and take Jonah with you.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are
Okay.
the stories.
I now have the Dalmatian equipped. I can already see the clue.
It's up to 26 mil this week. They're selling 10,000 tickets a minute. And today, Isaac puts them to sleep.
Broken item. Ah.
Look at that. No, it's never been this late.
Cat. Clock. Matthew, Ronan said Sombra's future plans were hidden here. We better restore those broken pieces you found. I think if I recall correctly, this was, this was another weight. Well, let's see. Matthew, you've restored a DVD, and the writing on it says the next level. Whatever that means, I know what our next level is. Sending this DVD to Elliot. This could get us back on Sombra's track. Get the results tonight, 12 hours also. For now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we've returned. Let's get the results of the DVD. Matthew, the good news is that Ronan didn't lie. This DVD you found in the classroom is communication from Sombra. The bad news is, well, take a look at the recording.
Suggesting that he had been dressed after death. And there was another indication someone else had dressed him.
Congratulations. If you're watching this, it means you survived Sombra's hunt. Now it's time to join us and progress to the next level. We're waiting for you here. See you soon. Matthew, I don't understand. What's this next level the girl was talking about? Does this mean Obasan's hunt was just a step on the way to something else? That's what I thought, so I ran a bunch of tests on the videos to see what I could find. Unfortunately, I couldn't identify the girl, but I found something else. A digital marker in the encryption identifying Bangkok, Thailand as the video's location. So we don't know what Sombra's next step is, but we know it takes place in Bangkok. You're right, Matthew. We'd better notify Chief Ripley.
But sequel is different. Because why would you take a pain medicine when all you want?
Matthew, there's been new developments, so here's a quick update. First, by dismantling Obasan's child trafficking network, you've dealt a pretty amazing blow to Sombra. Congratulations. Matthew, I also want to thank you for what you've done for all the kids, including my girls. Angela and I decided it was best for them to go home to their grandparents. And if you'll miss the triplets, Matthew, you can always count on Sanjay to wreak havoc in the office. He'll be living with me from now on, as I started the process to adopt him. I'm going to help you catch criminals, Marshal Matthew. In other news, you might want to know what will happen to Ronan. The judge suspended his sentence for his help saving the children and for supplying information on Sombra. What? Ronan will walk free despite all the evidence against him? Time will tell if you made the right decision, Jonah. Ronan might be useful to us one day, but for now, we have other priorities. Matthew discovered that the brainwashed children are taken to Bangkok to participate in something called the Next Level. If we ever needed proof that Sombra's powers extend far beyond Obasan's operations, this is it. But I'm confident in your abilities, Matthew. You've beat them once, you'll beat them again. I hope you're ready for new challenges. See you in Bangkok.
Specially formulated with moisturizers and lubricants. Biotin can
There's another sticker pack.
And it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Biotine. For people who suffer from a dry mouth.
If you can't seem to shut down at bedtime, you're not alone. Millions of people reach for Unisom sleep gels or Snore Sleep Minis to fall asleep fast and wake recharged. Unisom, a stressful day deserves a restful night.
Okay.
The ultimate surprise for your eyes. New Olay Eyes Ultimate.
Still not open yet. I have 7 sticker packs to open.
Closed captioning brought to you by InventHelp. Call 1-888-909-4332.
5 new ones. Great.
Call for free information.
4 new ones.
Word of Bob Dog's murder spread quickly to friends and family alike. Forensic scientists began their investigation by attempting to identify the vehicle
4 new ones again.
from impressions in the mud. They measured the distance between the wheels. The vehicle was identified.
4 new ones again.
Next, they analyzed photographs of impressions.
First, you have to look at the width of the tire.
3 new ones.
Size tires. Second, the design. Every tire manufacturer has multiple tread designs that they make, designed for different types of handling.
2 only.
The truck had 3 different tire models. The impressions were compared to the thousands of tires on the market.
I noticed that the
4 new ones.
same brand tire, which was a Big O brand.
Let's see.
Identified the side rear tire as a Firestone
5, 6.
and the passenger side rear tire as a Cooper brand Discoverer model.
Oh, only 2 more and I'll finish this page.
The medical examiner determined that Dorotek died due to blunt force trauma to the head with some type of hammer. There were also some
1 more and I'll finish this page.
inside his stomach was the undigested
1 more and I'll finish this one.
consumed on Saturday night.
2 more and I finish this one.
He was killed on Saturday. Jane said Bob left home on Sunday afternoon. Despite his mild-mannered demeanor, a background check revealed
All right.
Bob Dorotek and his wife separated just a few years earlier, although they had recently reconciled. And Bob moved their dogs with his wife and daughter at the cost of running the horse ranch. Jane and Claire favored investing more money into the ranch for expansion, and there was the possibility of a disgruntled employee. Ranch foreman
Okay.
Bill Morales had long sided with Claire
55 has not been open yet, but we have 2 more cases to go. And that will open on November 3rd. I'll see you guys when that's done. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then.